This is our new farmhouse. I think cows are hungry. Right, we're back in Burnley again, lovely Burnley, and this is the farmhouse that we've bought. We're going to spend the next 3 years doing this up. So we bought this back in May 2019, I think, and we purchased it at an auction. It's been empty for around about 10 years, and what we've been doing since then is we've just been doing bits and pieces, just cleaning up and making some hard standing. There was loads of old cars and old tyres and all sorts of stuff that had been lying around like you'd expect in any old farm. So we've cleaned all the site up, we've redone the access road in, we've done some other bits and pieces. You probably picked a few videos up that you've seen, but now we're kind of going to get going on it this year, and we're going to take you through the process start to finish, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. I'm going to take you for a tour around and you can have a look at the state of this farmhouse. There's a historic area of mining around here, just at the bottom of the lane. There was an old colliery, which is long gone now, but underneath there's mining that's happened around this area. We don't know if it's been underneath yet. So what we've got, you can see the front facade here. We've got lintels on this top here that's all subsiding. We've got cracking issues in this front elevation, and we've also got a lot of bulging as well. The elevations are all coming out probably around about up to a foot in places, so we've got major structural issues with this building. We'll go inside and have a look around. So this is the living room. It's delightful decor in here. There's the old fire and such like in here. Again, like I say, no one's been in here for no one's lived in here for 10 years now. So there's yeah, it's in a fair state. And it was only a two room farmhouse, and then the barn attached onto it. This is the old kitchen. We had heard reports that all the old guy who used to live here had all his old furniture on bricks because it always used to flood in here. But it is actually the cottage side of it is absolutely tiny, and there's not a lot left in it. Some nice flags up floor though. And then we've got, and then you come. There used to be a block wall, like a block room in here that went upstairs, so you could get access to upstairs. But we kind of knocked all that down because we wanted to have a look what the walls were like and such like. But then, yeah, this was the barn area that was attached onto the farmhouse. Part of the gable up there has all been rebuilt in red brick. There's some serious structural issues going on with that. All the old beams in the roof have kind of giving way, and someone's put some secondary beams in there. So there's, yeah, it's not in a good state. It's in better days. And that's where he went upstairs. There's nothing to see up there, so we're not going. And there's no stairs in. Yeah, we've got split floor levels in this as well. We're probably, I think we're about 1.2 metres in floor difference from down here at the bottom part of the barn up back in the living room. So the steps down, it follows the landscape as it goes through. But yeah, there's not a lot of original features left in this now, and it's been knocked around with quite a bit. When we first got here back in 2019, all this barn was just full of just crap, just stacked to the rafters. Every building around here was just stacked up with hordes of tyres and baling band and all sorts of farming crap. So we've got all that out and got rid of that, and got a blank canvas now with this. What we want to do with this ultimately he's knocked it down. I'll take you around the outside now and you'll see some of the issues that we've got with this. We've had 2 structural surveys done on it, and I know enough when a building's knackered and past its time. And for what we're going to spend underpinning and then doing all the retrofit inside, putting block line walls or timber stud walls and retrofitting insulation in it, it's not going to be energy efficient, and we're going to lose a lot of room space in there as well. So we're kind of opting to rebuild it more than actually renovate this in itself. But we'll go around and have a look and see some of these structural issues on it. So what we've got here, we've got two huge cracks on this east gable. Both of them, there's one that runs up here, and this actual front face of the building is falling out. And then we've got one on the chimney which is splitting as well. And what we think is happening is this front face he's subsiding, which has pulled this first section out, and then the second section started to go then, and it's put this second crack in then up the side of the chimney. But if you have a look at the foundations down here, we've put some trial holes in round on the front, and there's no good foundations on it, and there's a lot of loose mortar in there. They're really, as foundations go, these are really bad. So you can see these two massive cracks that we've got going in here, and ultimately if we were going to fix this, we wouldn't want to be putting steel helibar in or anything like that. What would we wanting to do is drop this gable, put a new foundation in, and then rebuild the gable end again. And you'll see again as we go around that this is the same on every single elevation. We've got massive structural issues throughout the whole building. So as we're getting around the building now, we've got a crack coming up this corner as well, which again, this is the rear elevation now, which is falling out. We've got these foundations here that are just basically kind of loose masonry, just all cobbled together, and it is slowly dropping away. We've got another crack coming out this rear elevation that goes up the side of that lintel, and this is the rear elevation actually coming away because these foundations that it's on. So again, we'd have to be looking at dismantling this full back section of what used to be the cottage, and then rebuilding that to make it kind of anything like, to be habitable. We've got a lot of masonry work up here on the right hand side of that window there, and all that's bulging out. We've probably got about 8 inch of movement on that. And as you can see, all the masonry, it's all voided, and everything's all been hodgepodge with cement and lime, and partly repaired and done badly. So yeah, again, we'd want to be, anybody would want to be rebuilding the full state of this and then putting new foundations in, and to underpin it and then try and patch it is not practical at all. And then this is just the remains of an old porch that was on here, and then this gable end, this is from the inside. You can see all the brickwork that's been rebuilt on that top section, but if you actually look up this west gable, it goes up, dips in, and then comes back out again. So it's not the best. We've got a crack that's formed again where on the opposite side where we've seen that front elevation falling out. This also is apparent on this west elevation, that the whole front facade is coming away and dragging these little gable piers with it as well. And all this masonry is just really loose. You can pull it out, so yeah, it's not good. We'll see what happens with it. You'll see there's another crack that just goes up over this door, right up to the top. We've got a cracked coin stone here, where again the corner, I think it's just because this there's a lot of weight coming down onto this pillar, and we've probably got some subsidence in there, and this corner's sinking away. But when you look down any of these walls, they're all, like I say, you're probably 18 inches out in places on them. So the building's it's had an hard life as this building, and I don't think the mining that's gone on around here has kind of helped. We bought it just for the location mainly. We knew the building, we had a look before we come to the auction, we had a look at the building and the land that come with it. We've got 15 acres that come with the sale as well. And it's the location more than anything. It's in a fantastic location in Burnley, and houses don't come up that often, and it's a good opportunity to kind of do something with this and make it his own, really. So we've got a lot more videos coming up on this. We've got a wildlife tower we're building. We've got some mining issues that are going to be really interesting if we get to do what we want with them, and maybe even some demolition. So if you like and subscribe to this, hit the bell, and you can follow this project as we go on for the next 3 years.